So this is crazy random. We're working on another idea. I just happen to think of something that also does not exist. May be useful. It's kind of a mobile movie theater, as well as a mobile 5.1 system for surround sound with detachable surround speakers, so you can place them wherever you are around you. You could have a system like this that's kind of a dock. It's kind of a big system, maybe 12 by 12 inches. And then you would place in your tablet, and your tablet would be locked in place with these tilting holders, so you could angle the tablet. So you're thinking like you're on a TV or you're on a table, and then you can just tilt the tablet or kind of pivot or whatever needed when you're on the table. So you can see it in all directions. Initially I thought of for radio, but then I realized it also works for movies. And so you could have stations, remote control for, so it'll be on a table, but you won't be near it. You want to just be able to easily do that. So they could use a remote for that, or the phone as usual. The stations, for viewing video. Channels, genre, format slider. Then you can have auto full screen, so when you're in here working with like a tablet GUI and you actually find something you want to watch, you press play and it just automatically knows you need full screen. So it automatically does it. And then secondarily, this one's really mind-blowing, you could have an adapter projection system on the back of this. So it'd be like a roll with the projector screen, and then roll that sucker up whenever you actually wanted to do a projection. And maybe the projection module is a detachable system and you would place it where needed as necessary. Or maybe it's some other mechanism to show it on a larger screen. Basically, that's the point. That would be like a secondary feature. And one of the key things with this is hardware touch. So we're in this GUI, the software GUI, but really we want to make it so that you can press a button and you'll be able to do a lot of the features from the button, because we're trying to dial it back from menus upon menus upon menus. Because the deeper these technologies get, they're not consolidating it and optimizing it so that it's like, really painfully simple to use. It's painfully hard to use, actually. It's hard to find anything. You can find everything in the world just by like search, but the question is, how do you consolidate that to a button? So you can find it, like that's where the genre slider would come into play, where you would have like a slider, and beneath the slider is the labels, and the labels are whatever you choose for your genres that you like. So, if we're talking about film, then it could be romance, action, whatever genre, cult, what you like in particular. Or maybe it's documentaries, or maybe it's conspiracies. Boom, you just go to that genre slider and you know where to go. It's like there's no guesswork. It could even be built on emotion. So you could be like, I'm in an angry mood, so I want to hear angry music. So you push it over to like anger, and it'll give you angry music. It could be like, urban or metal or something heavy with drums. The sky is the limit with the imagination on this system. But the point being that is that you would program those things in this, API or whatever, and then the hardware would make it easy and accessible. So there would be like a default setup, but then you would take it next level so that when you use the genre sliders or the format sliders or the emotion sliders, it's your programming later on, and underneath each designation it'll show the word like, rock or drama or whatever. And it would be updated and programmable so that when the slider is resting, what that slider represents based on what you programmed, if you choose to go that deep. And these little speakers here are the concept of like, you have two main big speakers that are always locked on, and then you have two detachable speakers. I mean, since we have all wireless now, there's really no reason that you couldn't have more detachability, more modularity in design with these boom boxes. So the original concept was YouTube movie boombox, or YouTube boombox if it's just going to be for music. A lot of stuff with this one. A lot of original ideas here. And the thing with this source modes is like, you know, your radio, TV, YouTube, all these things that you would be able to channel through your tablet or whatever device you have connected. Now, this kind of ties into another concept I have called music as a cellular service, which was the reason I thought of this, because I was just thinking about music, where it would be even better if you could take something like this on the go and just be able to load up and start playing using cellular service data, so that you're using only media and there's none of this social media, so you're not worrying about like constant uploading and downloading. You're just downloading all the time, and the only thing you're uploading is whatever you're requesting, you know. But that would be handy as well to make it even more modular. But something like this would probably just use Wi-Fi as well as Bluetooth. So just the idea here. Interesting.